A very good afternoon to all ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special seminar themed study in Korea organized by the Global Korea Scholarship Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter in collaboration with the Embassy of South Korea to Sri Lanka for the year 2024. As you all know, Sri Lanka and South Korea maintain a robust bilateral relationship founded on mutual cooperation across trade, investment, culture, and education. Since the establishment of diplomatic ties in 1977, the partnership has expanded through economic collaborations, with South Korea emerging as a key investor and an important destination for Sri Lankan workers. These two countries also engage in joint efforts across sectors such as technology, tourism, and development aid, further enhancing the people-to-people connections and reinforcing diplomatic ties. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, once again, while we welcome all those who are gathered here with us to this very special seminar, it is my utmost honor to welcome our chief guest, Her Excellency Myeon Lee, the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka. As we start off things, respecting to our age-old traditions, ladies and gentlemen, we are now about to light the traditional oil lamp. May I have the honor in inviting Her Excellency Myeon Lee, the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka, Professor Dinesh Jayasena, representing the Stanford Elsewhere Top 2% Scientists, Dr. Sachin Amarasekara, President of the GKS Alumni Association Sri Lankan Chapter, Dr. Tharanga Ranasinghe, GKS Public Envoy for Sri Lanka, Ms. Imasha Pasquale, Secretary of the GKS Alumni Association Sri Lanka Chapter, Professor Aruna Ranavira, Founding President of the GKS Alumni Association of Sri Lanka Chapter, and one representative from the students who are joining here with us in this seminar to do the honors in lighting the traditional oil lamp. Thank you, and please remain standing for the national anthem of the People's Republic of the Democratic Social Republic of Sri Lanka, followed by the national anthem of the Republic of South Korea.
Sri Lanka Mata, Upper Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata, Sundara Siddharini, Surani Ati Sobhamana Lanka. Sri Lanka. Namo, 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 namo Mata.
Thank you, and please take your seats. To formally welcome all of y'all who are gathered here with us this evening, I would now like to invite Dr. Sachini Amarasekara, President of the GKS Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Vinuk. Aibowan, annyeonghaseyo. Good afternoon to all of you. Her Excellency Myeon Lee, Ambassador of Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a privilege for me to welcome you all to this gathering. It's a special day as we come together not only to explore the incredible opportunities that studying in Korea offers, but also to celebrate our shared experiences and achievements. First, I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to Her Excellency Myeon Lee, Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka, esteemed secretaries, representatives from the Embassy of Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka, and our honored scholars who have been recognized as the Stanford Elsewhere 2% of scientists of the world. A warm welcome to the students who have joined with us today. Actually, we have got more than 100 student participants. We hope they will arrive after a while. A warm welcome to all of you. And we are excited to share insights that will inspire your educational journeys. And we hope that you will have a fruitful time today. And of course, a big shout out to all our Global Korea Scholarship alumni members. Education is a powerful catalyst for change. It opens doors, broadens perspectives, and creates pathways for innovation and collaboration. Studying in Korea has provided many of us with unique insights that have shaped our personal and professional lives. I'm sure many of our alumni members will agree with me. The investment the Korean government makes in international education through programs like the Global Korea Scholarship is about building relationships and understanding between the cultures. Similarly, the Global Korea Scholarship Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter has played a vital role in creating a vibrant network that continues to enhance educational, cultural, and professional ties between Korea and Sri Lanka. GKS Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter is one of the most active alumni associations globally and the most active alumni association in the Asian region. As a result, our alumni members were able to join the annual alumni reunion in South Korea continuously for 3 years. Every year, with the sponsorship of Korean Embassy in Sri Lanka, we conduct GK's alumni reunions. This year, we decided to go for a special change or an upgrade where we can mentor the young students like you all who are eager to study in Korea while meeting our fellow alumni members. And we thought that it can make a change in your lives. Korea, at the forefront of technology, research, and culture, give opportunities for people like us to learn, grow, and expand our boundaries. So our esteemed scientists from the Stanford Elsevier top 2% list are a testament to the high caliber of education in Korea, inspiring us to push boundaries and seek innovative solutions. Today, we take this opportunity to honor these exceptional individuals and proudly celebrate our shared identity as Korean alumni. In closing, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks again to the Ambassador, Myeon Lee, and everyone here for joining us today. Your presence means a great deal to us. And before I conclude, I have a small request from all of you, all the students. Now, today we have taken this step to inspire you all or to guide you all, thinking it will make a change in your lives. So we hope one day you will also give back to this country, or wherever you go, you will also think of giving back and try to make a change in the life of at least a single individual. Thank you all for your commitment to excellence and for being part of this vibrant community. And I must especially thank my GK's alumni members for being so active. Thank you very much, and I hope you all will enjoy this evening.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for those words of welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Sri Lanka and South Korea maintains a dynamic educational partnership centered on knowledge exchange, scholarships, and capacity building. South Korea offers scholarships and training for Sri Lankan students and professionals, fostering academic and technical expertise. Collaborative efforts between universities enhance research, cultural exchange, and higher education opportunities, while vocational training and Korean language programs in Sri Lanka support workforce development and mutual understanding. Well, with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, with a distinguished diplomatic career, Her Excellency Myeon Lee brings extensive experience in fostering international relations and promoting mutual cooperation between the two nations. With much respect, I now invite the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka, Her Excellency Myeon Lee, to deliver the keynote address in this very special forum today. Once again, I invite Her Excellency, the Ambassador, to address the gathering.
Dr. Sachini Amarasekera, President of the GKS Alumni Association Sri Lanka Chapter, Dr. Taranga Ranasinha, GKS Publicity Envoy for Sri Lanka, and GKS alumni, students, ladies and gentlemen, Ayuwan. It is my great pleasure to participate in the Study in Korea seminar today and meet all GKS alumni members again, and also GKS aspirants. I was told students who seek an opportunity to continue their scholarly journey in Korea are also present with us today, so I hope that today's Study in Korea seminar would inspire you all for the future plan. The first introduction of the GKS program in 1976 to Sri Lanka, it already has around 50 years of history, and we have about 60 alumni members who have completed their studies in Korea. I'm happy to see that GKS graduates have been playing a pivotal role in their professional fields, as well as for promoting bilateral relationships between Korea and Sri Lanka. Since I assumed the ambassadorship last year in June, I have enjoyed working closely with the GKS Alumni Association on various events organized by the embassy and the Korean government. I thank you for organizing today's seminar again with the focus on sharing information and experiences of the GKS Scholarship Program. And I would like to contribute by presenting Korea's focus of partnership and cooperation with Sri Lanka. First, bilateral relationship. Since the establishment of the diplomatic ties in 1997, the Republic of Korea and Sri Lanka have enjoyed close ties for 47 years, nearing almost a half-century. We have had regular high-level exchanges between the two countries, and since last year, all three top leaders from both sides met each other's. Presidential meeting took place last year in New York in September at the 2023 UN General Assembly sidelines. And Sri Lanka's former speaker and former prime minister visited Korea last November and this April, respectively. We hope that the new government in Sri Lanka would also have an active exchange of high-level officials in the future. On development projects, Korea has remained a steadfast partner to Sri Lanka, always being the first to recommence any suspended projects following the pandemic or the economic crisis. As a result, Korea hails as the sixth largest official development assistance partner for Sri Lanka, whereas Sri Lanka has embraced the Korean ODA as the country's fourth largest development assistance provider. A Korean embassy in Sri Lanka works with the Korean agencies, including KOICA, KOTRA, Korea Exim Bank, EPS Center, KOFI, KOPIA, and the Semal Foundation as a Korean Dream Team. The Korean Dream Team is committed to supporting the people of Sri Lanka. The ODA projects are divided into grant projects and loan projects. Our grant projects cover diverse fields such as education, governance, environment, agriculture, and healthcare. Loan projects at less than 1% interest rates assist bigger projects such as transportation, energy, water supplies, and transportations. We also promote trade and investments, create employment opportunities, and help with rural development and women empowerment by sharing Korea's experiences and advanced technologies. At the courtesy call to the newly elected President Anura Kumara Dissanayake and Prime Minister Harini Amarasuriya, I emphasized Korea's interest to extend support in the areas of climate changes, healthcare, governance, and digitalizations. As much as we have progressed in political and economic ties, our cooperations in the cultural and educational sectors have also made strides over these past years. Over the last decades, the Korean culture, including the K-pop, dramas, and food, has become a sensation among the Sri Lankan youth. It was exhilarating to witness the athleticism of Sri Lankans at the Ambassadors Cup Taekwondo tournament and the turnover of enthusiastic participants at this year's K-pop World Festival. I don't know whether you have participated in those K-pop festivals recently? No? Taekwondo Championship? Okay. Beyond the cooperation we maintain in the domestic sphere, we have been mutually supportive in the international fora as well. Earlier this month, Sri Lanka voted in favor of Korea's candidacy for the UN Human Rights Council for the 2025 to 2027 term, and back in June 2023 for Korea's candidacy to become a non-permanent member in the UN Security Council. In the same way, Korea supported Sri Lanka to secure its membership at the UN Economic and Social Council for the 2025 to 2027 term. Next year, Korea will serve as the members of 3 major UN bodies: UN Security Council, UN Human Rights Council, and UN Economic and Social Council. Korea is ready to contribute to world peace and prosperity in our strive to become a global pivotal state. As I speak of the connection Korea and Sri Lanka hold in the global context, I also want to point out the strategic importance of Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean and its relevance to Korea's Indo-Pacific strategy. The Indo-Pacific strategy aims to expand our foreign policy horizon from the Pacific onto the Indian Ocean Rim countries and strengthen regional ties to promote freedom, peace, and prosperity in the region through various activities. And Sri Lanka remains a critical partner in this endeavor. Among many areas of possible cooperation, I believe that we both share common interest on tackling climate challenges and maritime safety, and hope to finalize the framework agreement on climate change cooperation initially signed at the COP28 summit last year. In all these efforts for mutual cooperation and development, I want to emphasize the importance of nurturing human resources through people-to-people exchanges, capacity building and training, and all the more, higher education. An old saying goes that education requires a 100-year plan. Farming requires a 1-year plan. Growing a tree takes 10 years, but raising men and women needs a 100-year plan. This emphasized the importance and perseverance of nurturing with deliberation and care the talented people who will lead society and the nation onto the future. Our various ODA projects have thus tried to address the shortcomings of human resources development, from rural youth who want basic infrastructure and smart classrooms to job trainings and to university education. Not only that we have built technical training institutes around Sri Lanka, but we have introduced a new immunology program at the Sri Jayawardena University And we expect to see similar programs at the Colombo University on biochemistry fairs. In addition to the GKS programs, individual Korean universities also run their own scholarship programs to attract talented graduate and postgraduate level students, giving them opportunities to receive advanced studies and have in-person experiences of the Korean culture and innovation. Therefore, the embassy organized the first ever Study in Korea educational fair in June, which attracted a massive young crowd interested in pursuing higher studies in Korea. I take this opportunity to thank the GKS alumni for helping us make the fair resourceful and interactive, and we hope that we continue those similar activities also in the future. And I'm very happy that the GKS program has helped Sri Lankan talented scholars achieve their academic and professional goals. And furthermore, the continuous relationship with the professors and friends back in Korea may be the source of drawing further projects and activities together. Therefore, it is a bit regretful that the embassy, when involved in the preliminary selection process for GKS candidates, could choose only a limited number of students among many qualified candidates. And I also emphasize the importance of being prepared in advance with all the documents and also for the interviews and for the Korean language skills to apply for the candidature of the GKS scholarship programs. Studying in Korea may require additional burden of learning Korean language, and that's why I know that a lot of students disappointed or difficult to learn the Korean language give up so fast. But I hope that afterwards, when you complete the scholarship programs, the result will be much more rewarding with a better future and also becoming the bridge between Korea and Sri Lanka in the areas of expertise. Therefore, be courageous. And I also hope that this time the seminar would be an encouragement and inspirations to those aspirants for the future GKS scholars. And also, please always in tune for future activities organized by the Korean Embassy and the Korean government by enrolling or being the friends for the Instagram and the Facebook of the Korean Embassy. And for the remaining programs, I hope to hear a lot of interactions. And if there's any questions that you would like to raise, please feel free to approach. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your expertise and your experiences on the bilateral relationship between the two nations. And I now invite you to please be on stage to receive this special token of appreciation by the JK's Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter. I now invite the President, Dr. Sachin Amarasekara, to present this very special token of appreciation to our chief guest, the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka. Thank you, madams, for joining on stage. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let us move on to the very first session of this evening. I now invite Dr. Taranga Ranasinghe, the JK's Publicity Envoy of Sri Lanka, to present his presentation on overview of Global Korea Scholarship.
Very good evening, Honorable Ambassador, Secretaries of the Mission, distinguished invitees, President and members of the GKS Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter, and dear students. It's a great privilege for me to introduce the GKS scholarship program for you as the GKS publicity envoy for Sri Lanka. And I'm thankful to the organizers for this opportunity given. And also I'm sure that Your Excellency would be very much delighted to see the enthusiasm among the Sri Lankan students on higher education opportunities in Korea. So during my presentation, I will provide an overview to the Global Korea Scholarship, formerly known as the KGSP, Korean Government Scholarship Program, but now popular as Global Korea Scholarship, the GKS program. So I would start from a general introduction to Korea and its higher education system, and later I will focus on the GKS program, including how to apply it. As Your Excellency mentioned clearly in your presentation and the speech, I would like to begin my presentation also with this Chinese proverb, which emphasizes the importance of investing on education, on nation building. So, according to which, if you plan for a year, you should plant rice, and if you plan for 10 years, plant trees, and if you plan for 100 years, you should educate your children. So I'm sure that this would be the driving force behind the success of today's, the development of today's modern Korea, because they, from the very ancient times, they have emphasized the importance of education, and especially since the Korean War, within 3 decades, Korea has achieved a lot in terms of development, and education was one of the driving forces behind it. So even today, as it was mentioned by the President's welcoming speech, you will witness how our own GKS graduates have been now have been recognized as world's top scientists, to be thankful to the higher education system in Korea. So let me first give a few general facts, and yeah, I must mention these couple of these introductory presentation slides I have based on some presentations from Professor Aruna Ranavira, who is there. So before we move to the education, better you have a general idea about Korea. So Korea is also an Asian country, so we all are Asians, and its official name is Republic of Korea, but well known as South Korea, and it's located very closer to China and Japan, and it, of course, Korea is a peninsula. So they speak, the Koreans, their unique language, Korean language, and in both north and south, the monetary currency unit is won. And the population is little bit 2 times than Sri Lanka. It's about 51 million population. Even the land area is nearly 2 times than Sri Lanka, 100,000 square kilometers. And most importantly, Korea is one of the world's fastest growing economics, having in the 10th place in the world in 2022. And you can see the GDP per capita is far beyond our country, and it's the world's 10th largest exporter. And so the secret behind this these developments are popularly known as the miracle of the Han River. As you may know, Han River is the river which flows through the capital city of Seoul. So to give a better idea about the development within a few decades, if you compare these two photographs from 1950 to 2018, you can see one area in the Seoul, how it has developed from 1950s by 2018. So this term, the plan was begun in 1961 after the Korean War, and which paved the way for Korea to become one of the fastest growing economies within 3 decades, from a developing country to a developed country. And so how it happened, this miracle on the Han River? So one of the major reasons is the higher investment of education for developing human capital. And also the Honorable Ambassador mentioned some other factors as well, including the soft diplomacy, including the Korean wave such as K-pop and K-drama. So now today the Korea has become a leading, the innovator in terms of science, technology and different other products, and is leading the industrial world. So how this happens, as it was mentioned, it is because of the education, the focus on education. So sometimes Korean society is known as a society with education fever. Everybody has a desire to study, and especially the families play an emphasis, strong emphasis on education of their children, and so it's a part of their South Korean life. And it's notable that the country expends 5.8% of GDP on education, which is about the OECD average. OECD is an organization where Korea is a member of. So in our country also we have been talking about 6% allocation of GDP for the education for last 10 years or so, but still we allocate around 1.5%. So you can see it's beyond the OECD average. And also it's notable that 34% of South Korean people aged between 25 years to 64 years holds a bachelor's degree, once again highest among the OECD countries, and there are nearly 400 public and private universities which offers 4-year degrees or 2-year degrees. So it's a huge society with lots of opportunities for higher education. And once again, because of that, the South Korean universities always remain at the top of the world university rankings, such as the Times Higher Education rankings. Here in this slide, I have data from 2023, but almost it's similar when it comes to 2024. Only the 4th and 5th places were changed. The 5th institution became the 4th in 2024, and the 4th institution in the list became the 5th. So you can see, so there are many of our GKS alumni members also have studied in these top ranking universities, and we have some of them here. We are fortunate in this audience as well. So, and it's for Korea is a kind of a paradise for international students, and their target, according to some reports, were to attract 200,000 international students by 2023. And according to some reports, the Seoul, the capital city of Korea, is considered as the 3rd best student city in the world, because it provides a vibrant and welcoming home for international students in terms of the quality of life, including the safety and affordable tuition fees and relatively low cost of living and more scholarship opportunities. As Your Excellency mentioned, not only the GKS, but there are numerous scholarship opportunities offered by the universities, by the professors and the research labs, and also the employment opportunities upon graduation. And Korea, of course, is a high-tech society, so once you land in Incheon from the airport, you can experience the latest technologies. And of course, in many universities nowadays, they offer study programs in English language. And also, Korea is a wonderful country to enjoy their exciting, vibrant culture, traditional culture, and rich heritage and natural beauty. Throughout the year, you can experience 4 seasons and engage lots of leisure activities. So your educational experience would become so much fun. Right, now let's move to the Global Korea Scholarship Program, which is the flagship scholarship program of the Korean government, which was initiated as Korean Government Scholarship Program, KGSP, in 1967, which is administered by the NIIED, affiliated to the Ministry of Education in the Republic of Korea. Actually, they have established the NIIED well before the KGSP program in 1962 as a student advisory center of the Seoul National University. And so the aim of this GKS program is fostering global talent and multinational human resources. And this KGSP program was renamed as GKS in 2010. For an example, in 2023, just to give an idea, the Korean government invited nearly 200 international students for undergraduate degrees from 72 countries. And in the previous year, the Korean government invited 1,278 international students for postgraduate degrees from 158 countries. And in addition to that, in providing postdoctoral fellowship for research and development. So the happiest news is that now these number of scholarships are increased, and we are fortunate as Sri Lankans, especially in terms of scholarships for postgraduate degrees. Last year, the number of opportunities were increased by 3 times for the postgraduate degree programs, masters and PhD programs. So throughout the history, thousands of international students have benefited through this GKS program, and according to the data from NIED, over 150 Sri Lankans have been benefited by getting opportunities to complete their either undergraduate or postdoctoral study programs, and some of them are here as the GKS alumni. So we came back upon graduation and now working in different institutions, contributing to the development of the nation. At the same time, we promote the GKS program and the study in Korea. So the purpose of the GKS is clear: to provide international students with more educational possibilities in top-ranked universities in Korea, because although I mentioned there are nearly 400 universities in Korea, not all these universities are included in the GKS program. Only the top 60 to 70 universities are included in the supported by this GKS program. And so it's kind of government to government, nation to nation, relationship, mutual friendship and relationship program between the Korea and the participating countries. So even our GKS alumni members, they become kind of cultural ambassadors once they graduate, right? Because they contribute to link both countries in terms of education and culture. And so there are so many reasons for you to select Korea as your destination for higher studies. Some of them I actually mentioned. So it's a wonderful country to explore, including the technological advancements. And you can study in a top-ranking university without paying a single penny, because under this Global Korea Scholarship, it's a fully funded scholarship program. And so it's an added advantage for your CV, right? and also it gives you an opportunity to study the language irrespective of your major, whether it is Korean language or literature or any other social or sciences or humanities, science, technology, medicine, whatever. As a government scholarship program, you will be studying Korean as well, so it will be an added advantage for you. And so how to find this study opportunity? You can there are several ways. The Korean government, the NIED, the Education Ministry, they maintain this particular website, studyinkorea.go.kr, and they share the higher educational opportunities in Korea, and also including the details about the universities and their study programs. So every year they also advertise this GKS program on Study in Korea website. So you can get general information about the scholarship call through the Study in Korea. In addition to that, you also can get the details about different universities. So this works kind of as a gateway to the higher educational institutions and opportunities in Korea. So please bookmark this site, Study in Korea. But when it comes to your own application for the GKS, the particular specific information including the deadlines would be available on Korean Embassy website in Sri Lanka. And so I will be coming to the specific period of advertising the program. So by that time, if you visit the Korean Embassy website and see the latest news and notices, you would find the call for the applications for scholarship programs like this, with all the details and application forms, guidelines, deadlines, etc. will be there, right? And in addition to that, of course, the GKS program actually advertises and entertains applications through two methods. One is through the embassy, we call it as embassy track. The other one is through the university track. As I mentioned, over 60 universities in Korea can get students through this scholarship program. So each and every university will have their own advertisements and call for scholars applications. So they will be advertised in their websites as well. For an example, the university that I studied, Chonnam National University, in their website every year they advertise for the university track. So it depends on which track that you are going to select. Normally you are supposed to select only one track, right? So depending on which, you may decide and you may go to visit either the embassy track or the university track, and depending on which, you will be visiting the embassy website or the university website, right? So GKS program basically supports the undergraduate degrees as well as graduate degrees. So the undergraduate degree starts in March, the spring semester, and the graduate degree starts in September, the fall semester. To be a candidate or the applicant for the undergraduate degrees, you have to be under 25 years of age, who have finished your high school with higher GPA, and usually the application period is September previous year. Now for an example, for 2024, the applications are now closed. They were advertised in September because the intake is in March next year. But for the graduate programs, masters and PhD programs, you have to have a first degree and you must be under 40 years of age. So the requirement is a bachelor's degree to apply for masters. A small mistake is there, sorry about that. And the requirement for a PhD is to have a master's degree, and the application period usually falls between February and March. But these are the general, deadlines, but it can be varied depending on the embassy or the university, right? So if you apply for the undergraduate program, GKSU, you can apply either through the embassy track or the university track. So these undergraduate degrees programs are usually from 4 years to 6 years. But at the beginning, as a Korean government scholar, invited scholar, you are supposed to study Korean language in a language school from 6 months to 1 year. Since 2023, this language school is same as your university, but earlier the language school was a different one from the university, usually located in 2 different provinces, right? And you will be exempted if you have already achieved the topic level 5 or 6. And therefore you have 2 visa categories for the first year. For the language program, you have the language trainee visa, and then you will be upgraded to the student visa. And in terms of graduate program, once again the language school is mandatory unless you have achieved topic level 5 or 6 by the time of the application. So postgraduate degrees, master's degrees 3 years including 1 year language program, and doctoral degree would be 4 years including 1 year language program. In addition to that, there are postdoctoral opportunities and other research and development opportunities, but depending on this audience, I just focus on these undergraduate and graduate degree programs. So how to apply? Through the embassy track, as I mentioned, you have to submit your applications to the mission in Sri Lanka, and in that case you have to select 3 universities as your choice, first, second and third choice. Out of those 60 to 70 universities, you have to select 3 universities. Sometimes there are some kind of terms to select some regional universities as well. So it's a long document with all the details, and so you have to carefully read it before applying. So you have, as the Her Excellency the Ambassador mentioned, you have to be well prepared in advance for the application process. So if one of these universities accept your invitation, then there you have the highest probability of getting the scholarship program. But this track has 3 rounds, because the embassy selection, then the NIED selection, and then the university selection likewise. But the university when it comes to the university track, you can directly apply it only to one university, right? So better if you can have some communication with a professor of a Korean university in advance, and talk with him to secure place in his department or lab, then it would be beneficial. And if the university prefers to accept you, then you have more chance to be selected for the university track, because it has basically only 2 steps, right? And so usually this is the selection procedure for the undergraduate program, the embassy track and the university track. So you can see the selection agencies, and the final selection always from the NIED. And usually the time frame would be like this, the first round and the second round for the undergraduate programs, and the final announcements are usually made in early January. So if you applied in September for the next year's undergraduate program, you will be notified the final announcement by January, and you are supposed to leave Sri Lanka at the end of February to start your study programs in March. And it's quite similar selection procedure for the graduate programs as well. There are 2 tracks, embassy track and university track. So the first round selection, second round selection, and final selections are there. And the selection timeline is first rounds in early February, March. So university track is quite can be applied even until April, and then the NIED selections and the final announcements by late June. So you can enter Korea by the end of August and start your studies from September. So this is how it happens. So basically the documents required for both degrees are quite similar. There are some mandatory documents and some optional documents as well. So if you visit either study in Korea website or the Korean Embassy in Sri Lanka website or individual university websites, you may find the previous applications for the scholarship programs. They are still available. So the next year's application also format also would be very much similar. So you can, if you prepare in advance, you can see what kind of documents are necessary, and so you can prepare accordingly. Some documents you have to submit at this time, and it depends on, for an example, if you apply through the embassy track, you have to prepare 3 sets of applications and submit, but it's quite different from directly applying to a university. So please be very specific about these required documents, and please be prepared in advance. As you can see, there are more required documents for graduate degrees, because you have to not only the school high school certificates, you have to include your bachelor's and master's degree programs also, certificates, etc., for the graduate applying for the graduate degree programs. So all these details are available with the application form and dispatched with the call for applications online, right? So what are the benefits of the scholarship? As it was mentioned, it's a full scholarship, government scholarship, which covers everything from your return airfare to degree completion grants or the thesis printing fees, language training fee, the tuition fees, different allowances such as settlement allowances, of course, the monthly living allowance, medical insurance, etc. So if I am correct, if I can remember those days, even we were exempted from the visa application fees. The GKS scholars, you didn't have to pay for the visa application as well. So everything was supported. So it's a full scholarship, so your parents don't have to worry about the expenses, your expenses in Korea. So that's one of the benefits of this scholarship program. And of course, as Your Excellency mentioned, studying in abroad is always a challenge. The language, because when you leave your dormitory and go into the streets, people will be speaking in Korean language. So you need at least the skills for survival, for your survival. So that's why the language program is there. And the food can be a new experience, and some aspects of the culture can be a new experience and a challenge. Even the climate can be, of course, because it's a country with 4 seasons. And also the studies, managing everything, time, workload, etc., can be a challenge. Homesickness and keeping your mental and physical fitness. But these challenges later becomes a strength for you. So pretty much sure that all of you will overcome all these challenges within a short period of time. And since then you will start loving this country, the language, culture, climate, and everything, right? And also studying in Korea creates so many opportunities, right? So it's not simply another scholarship program. It creates so many opportunities for you, an opportunity to study in a world-class university and to be trained under internationally reputed academics, scholars, scientists. And of course, you gain proficiency in another language, because at the end of your language study program, you are supposed to complete and pass the test of proficiency in Korean topic examination and understand another culture, and exposure to the new technology and self-confidence by living as a foreign student and making lots of friends from different parts of the world, and to become a part of a global community. There are so many opportunities in Korea to work as a volunteer, right? And sometimes it may help you in your future if you want to apply or change your visa types, etc. And of course, employment opportunities, including the part-time work. Now the restrictions are becoming more flexible and giving more opportunities for you to work in Korea after graduation and during graduation and during the studies, the part-time opportunities. So there are so many opportunities. So all those challenges would become an opportunity after some time, right? So all these opportunities are created by the Global Korea Scholarship Program. So in this journey of applying for the GKS scholarship program, let me brief how our Alumni Association can help. We are very fortunate that we were fully sponsored by the Korean government for 3 years, 4 years, 5, 6 years sometimes for our higher studies. But upon graduation, the Korea doesn't forget us. They keep supporting us, especially by forming these GKS alumni associations in different countries and working with the missions, Korean missions in our countries. We have been able to support the others who want to study in Korea. So we are doing lots of things. Just to brief, actually our founder, president of our GKS Alumni Association is here, who is a professor now at Kelani University, Professor Aruna Ranavira. So he initiated this Alumni Association somewhere around 2018, 2017, but we became more and more active from 2019 or so. And so at the very beginning, actually, we engaged with GKS scholars basically only after they were selected for the scholarship program. So just before they leave Korea, we, the GKS Alumni Association, always organized an orientation program for them with the support of the embassy. And this happened during the pandemic in online platforms, always for both undergraduates and postgraduates in 2021, 2020, 2021, 2022 even. Orientation programs were held. And then, of course, until 2023, then we moved to another area that at the beginning we were catering those who were already selected, but then started conducting awareness program for the students who are willing to apply. Sometimes we worked with career guidance units of some of the state universities like University of Ruhuna, Uwawellassa University, and then by inviting scholars who have already graduated and sometimes living in different parts of the world to share their experiences with the prospective scholars, and we started conducting this kind of awareness programs in 2023. Even this year we conducted 2 online programs, if I am correct, targeting both undergraduates and postgraduate applicants. And now, so this year again we had another good opportunity, as it was mentioned by the Honorable Ambassador. We were given an opportunity to for a GKS talk show at the Study in Korea Education Fair held in Trace Expert City in June-July 2024. And today we have come to another milestone by inviting you all to this beautiful room and giving an opportunity for you to directly engage with our GKS scholars. Right. So we are always there to assist you along with the Korean embassy, which gives us an immense support for this kind of programs. So this presentation was just an overview about this program, but anytime you can reach any of us at the end of this program, or when you are preparing for real applications, you can even contact us. You can have our contacts, and so that we can help you and guide you exactly on how to prepare and apply for the GKS programs. And so thank you very much once again for giving this opportunity, and Thank you very much for being a part of today's seminar, and I hope that you will enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ranasinghe, for sharing your experience on the Global Korea Scholarship. Right, so before we move on with our next two sessions for the day, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a small icebreaker activity. Right, so to all those who have registered at the entrance, you have been given a sheet including two numbers, two copies of the same number. So a member from the association will be coming to you all with a box, so you all can pick one number out of those two numbers and just drop it into the box. So after the next lecture, we'll be having a raffle draw, and the lucky winners will be receiving a small gift from the Alumni Association. So you have been given a registration number which includes two copies of the same number. So you have been requested to put one copy of that number to the box, so that at the end of the next lecture, we'll be having a raffle draw so that the lucky winners can get a small gift from the association. Okay, so while we go on with that, let me now invite Professor Aruna Ranavira, the founding president of the association, and also the professor from the Department of Physics, University of California, to deliver his address on challenges and opportunities while studying in Korea. Sir, the stage is yours.
Very good evening to all of you, His Excellency Ambassador, members of the diplomatic mission from the Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka, and our distinguished invitees, my dear GKS colleagues, and my dear students. So thank you for coming for this seminar today here. So most of the things actually, when you go to the higher studies in Korea, mentioned by Dr. Tharanga. So some of the slides actually, this slide actually, when we formed the association in the 2017, in time to time, nearly 8 years, I have been doing this GKS promotion and in general understanding of Korea, because I time to time update some of the slides. I think some of the slides are the same, so therefore I tried to save my your time as well. So why South Korea as a destination for higher education? So what are the challenges, what are the opportunities that it will be create? So I'm going to just to share my story to make it short. So in my time as well as now, when we consider the Sri Lanka, the best destination is for the higher studies, the most popular destination for the higher studies among Sri Lankan students is Australia. Then it comes to the United States, and then the European region, several countries in the European region. And then New Zealand is there, Japan is there, China is there, and South Korea comes next. Now, South Korea is gaining some popularity as a destination for higher education among Sri Lankan student community at the undergraduate as well as especially when it comes to the postgraduate level. So this slide I think Dr. Tharanga explained. So the uniqueness in the education and everything is centered around this Korean language, the challenges as well as the opportunities. All these things will be focused and created around because of they have this unique language. It is one of the assets they have. That's what they promote when they become to this actually in the Korean history, there's a modern Korea. The after the World War II period is considered as the modern Korea. In that period, actually, as Dr. Taranga mentioned, from early 60s to late 1990s, they had one of the fastest growing economy in the world. So this is called miracle of the Han River. So today they actually in the world fourth most powerful economy by GDP according to the World Bank data. So how they sustain, how they achieve this miracle of Han River? After the World War II, actually there are three countries, Hong Kong, Singapore, and the South Korea. Actually, the other two are like a small island. The South Korea is the only country. Of course, there are many different countries, but they have unique and distinct their own story of development. So education was one of the driving force behind this particular education. So as modern Korea is concerned, what comes into your mind? So these are the things. They are the world leader in semiconductor, consumer electronics, automobile, shipbuilding, chemicals, and steel industry. So many brands are popular in the world. So these are the iconic brands that bring the Korea as a powerful economic state in the world. So these are the iconic brands which famous. The other thing, on the other hand, the Korean wave, I think you know better than me. So they export their culture into the world in various ways, K-pops, K-dramas, and as Her Excellency Ambassador mentioned, Taekwondo is another inspiration. Actually, recently I have engaged with Sri Lanka Taekwondo Federation for supporting the technical, the electronic dashboard, because my expertise is electronic. So this Hallyu or Korean wave is another important thing that we even thought of. Do you know how much money this BTS make for South Korea? It's 0%, 3% of their GDP according to 2018 data. So now it might be different number, but even this one, there's something you to think of, because when we say industrialized nation, so they have very good industrial power because they are the iconic brand which create Korea's image on top of the industrial world. But this industrialization, traditionality, and modernity, this everything will coexist in Korea, in the country. So there are, as I previously mentioned, there are many things they practice in South Korea to achieve this economic development, the miracle of Han River, and they invest a lot of money in the higher education sector for human capital development, from disciplined labor post to the top ranking scientists. So next, actually, my friend Dinesh will talk. He will talk about how he got to that particular achievement. So this internationalization of Korean higher education system create many substantial opportunities to international students. We also were benefited from those opportunities. And actually, with the higher education, this national innovation ecosystem, later on I will come to just briefly, because that is one of the points that I like most from my personal perspective, and the intense research and development, which is integral part of higher education when it's come to the postgraduate education. So why the South Korea should be a destination for higher education? The quality of higher education, as Dr. Taranga mentioned, the Korean university, it ranked top in the world university rankings, several rankings. Some universities are there, and the availability of funding in the form of scholarships like GKS, and there are several others as well, and relatively lower tuition as compared to the US. This is actually just a relative factor. on the other way, this might be a barrier if you are self-funded student actually. And the innovation-driven research, because Korea ranked top on the global innovation index, and it's a very, very highly industrialized nation. According to the latest data, they are in the 4th position by GDP. And also, they rank number 4 in science and technology innovation clusters in the world. Science and technology innovation clusters are the regions of the world where the highest number of inventors and scientific orders who do research and make scientific publication. Those people are live areas, so they are called innovation clusters. Actually, Seoul is one of the innovation cluster. So you have opportunity to feel different, unique, but dynamic culture in the city like Seoul. Throughout the South Korea, they have this vibrant culture. I was a part of that. I was one of the fan of that culture as well. And also, apart from that, you can be a part of a network with top personalities in the research community for your professional and career development. So those are the top reasons why you should consider Korea as a destination for higher education. And these are some of the scholarships that I listed here. The Global Korea Scholarship always comes first or the top in the list because it's a fully funded scholarship, as Dr. Tharanga clearly mentioned. Then there are several scholarships, so you can actually note down if you need. Some of them are actually for STEM subject. You can take a photo of this screen, no problem. The post scholarship and Korea Foundation scholarship and the AKS, Academy of Korean Studies scholarship, they are focused on Korean language related matters, but most of the other things are going to the science, technology and engineering fields. And this is just a small list. There is many more scholarships. And as of the challenges faced by the student, what I feel is the language is the first and foremost the barrier, because you have to put extra effort to learn the Korean language if you are go for another field. But you can survive, and without language you can survive. There are so many people there who actually having learned without learning the Korean language, they actually achieve their targets. And the difference between the expectation and reality. So you may think that when you go to the South Korea for higher studies, so I can enjoy. They have very nice culture, K-pop, K-drama. You may be a fan of them. But when you go for actually into the postgraduate studies, especially in STEM subjects, science and technology engineering subject, so you have laboratory life. So that's going to be something awkward. So you have to work, you have to be in the lab from early morning to the late night. So then this personal life and laboratory life balance is going to be a challenge at the beginning, but you will be adjusted as time goes on. So that's you can overcome. So these challenges, actually they are challenges, but there are solutions. There are ways to going through all these things. The cultural diversity may be a challenge for a certain student, but I am someone who enjoy it actually. And the pressure to succeed basically from your supervisor. He always push, do this, do this, do this, do this. So that may be a kind of a really burden sometimes, but you have to tolerate somehow. I think our colleagues, they know very well. And the intense competition among universities for student recruitment is also sometimes when you choose the university, this is going to be a kind of situation where you have to carefully think about. And the intensified job market competition, what field I'm going to choose. So those are some of the challenges faced by the foreign student when it comes to the higher education sector. So opportunities beyond. What are the opportunities beyond higher education? So there are so many iconic multinational companies like Samsung, LG, Hyundai, Kia. So there are so many opportunities there as R&D sector. So you can join them if you do a PhD in Korea. And there are so many domestic business, domestic research institute. You can join the academia as lecturers and eventually become professors, postdoctoral fellows, and so on. And recently there is a increase all over the world because of this data science and AI backed job market, including several freelancing opportunities. I hope you know what freelancing is for AI model training. So in Korea, there are so many opportunities, and also the language translation-based career opportunities will be there from Korean to different language. So when it comes to Sri Lanka, so you may have opportunities if you do the language studies for the Korean to Sinhala translation-based. So many opportunities, and also international collaboration and projects are going to be another different thing. And let me give another couple of minutes. What I like most, the story of innovation in Korea. I think you know what innovation is. Even though if you don't know innovation, I think you know what patent is. So we have our land. So we can sell our land and make money and invest that money and earn something. So likewise, innovation. So when you do research, so if something new came out, we can file patent. I hope you know what patent is. So patent is going to be a kind of intellectual property. Like land is just a property, but when you do something in your intellectual ability, it's going to be an intellectual property. So this Korea is one of the country where most of the high number of patents are filing. So this actually comes number first. Actually, this data is relatively old. This is actually I got from World Intellectual Property Office, 2007 data. But even today data is not that much different. So Korea is a country where this IP automation. So when you just file a patent, there is no value. So you have to transfer your technology or whatever the patent into someone who can add a commercial value to it. So ultimately, it will contribute to the national economic development. So these are this graph actually. So this one actually I talk in a different forum. So this the patent number of patent filing is actually goes with their economic development, GDP, as well as years pass. And the Samsung and LG are there in the companies who file most number of patents in the world. So together these 8,517 and 4,388, I think it's going to be the top if you add all others. So it's a considerable number, and there's something called Bloomberg Innovation Index, and Korea is ranked first in actually this data is 2021. Now they are in a different place, but they are in the top 10. And so therefore actually that is one of the things that I like. So this inevitably, this actually joined with my career as well. This is the last couple of slides. Why this innovation is relevant to me. So my GKS journey is actually began in 2010 when I got this wonderful scholarship. So for a period of 1 year, I learned Korean language at Kyunghee University, Seoul campus. That's my language school period. So I was able to achieve topic level 4 at that time. So even though I was not trained to learn any language apart from my mother tongue and English, I was not trained to learn language as I am a science graduate. but I was able to achieve topic level 4 with this 1 year of Korean language training at Kyonghee University. Then 2011 to 2016, that was the hard period where I earned my PhD in electronics and radio engineering. And this my GKS journey gives me several nice memories and opportunities. First of all, PhD gives me the opportunity for my professional development, opportunity for scientific and research collaboration. Because of this PhD, that's why I am here today in my career as a professor now. And then the GKS alumni. So this global friendship, friends network. So they are very wonderful friends, more than 40 countries. I have friends from more than 40 countries all over the world because of this GKS. So they are doing their job at different capacities across the globe, but we have our this wonderful friendship from that period. In time to time we talk, we chat actually. And the traveling opportunities that I got through the GKS to go for other countries, because when we do publish research papers, we have opportunity to travel other countries for conferences. So of course, until now, I think I myself didn't buy air ticket anytime to travel. Always it was funded by Korea, or sometimes the last time actually I went to America, it was funded by America, USA. So yeah, I think every time I haven't buy air ticket from my own expenses up to now. And the Korean enthusiasts, so I am a Korean enthusiast, so enjoy this rich and beautiful, vibrant culture, while my most interesting part goes to innovation. So once I come back after earning my degree in electronics, so I thought of forming a research lab, something similar to the Korean, the lab in my Kyonghee University, but we don't have funds. So I applied for several funds, and eventually I got a head grant, some grant given by the World Bank in 2019, and I established this center, Electronic Design and Innovation Center, at the Department of Physics and Electronics, University of California. This is my research team actually. So we have a very good intellectual property portfolio, around 10 Sri Lankan patents, 1 international PCT, 6 industrial designs, 8 licensing agreements, and 2 products in the market, 1 startup company, and many publications and 1 international award. So last year, this Youth Water Change Maker Prize. So we won this, actually as a team we won this one. In the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP28 summit held in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. And so likewise, so this innovation story, Korea's, I was I got actually this idea of innovation from this national innovation ecosystem in the Korea, and I try my best to practice that lesson in Sri Lanka. So this is what I create, and very recently actually this university research lab become a industry. So last week actually we registered EDIC Enterprise Private Limited as well as a company in Sri Lanka, because when we have 10 patents, some of them actually transfer to the some of the industries, but the problem is to make to get the real economic benefit to the country. So they should be developed to the commercial stage, but in the current industry in Sri Lanka it was very difficult. So I don't know whether I can succeed, or probably I might end my academic life as well, because there are so many controversies of this formation. So we form another company. It is EDIC Enterprise Private Limited, for providing hardware, firmware, software, all 3 solutions to the Internet of Things industry. That's my field, and that's my story. So GKS is one of the life-changing global inspiration that I got in my life. So I am here today just because of this GKS and its inspiration. So dream big and follow your dream in Korea through the GKS. So whatever the opportunity that you have. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Professor, for sharing our insights today. So, before we are moving on with our final lecture, if not the final presentation, let me now invite the President of the GKS Alumni Association, Dr. Sachin Amarasekara, to move on with the raffle draw to select 10 numbers, 15 numbers, as we're about to give some gifts from the association. All right, so okay, I invite Dr. Sachin on stage to present the gifts also. Okay. Okay, the first lucky number is number 3. Next we have number 1. Number 26. Number 27. We have number 28 also. Number 88. Number 22. We have number 11. Number 85. Number 19. Number 36. Number 44. Number 92. Number 90. And the last lucky number is number 10. All right, thank you, Dr. Sachini. So, ladies and gentlemen, before moving on with our final presentation, if not the final lecture this evening, it is my honor to introduce our speaker. Professor Jayasena pursued his BSc and MSc at the University of Peradeniya and obtained his PhD from the Chungam National University, South Korea. He's an expert in meat science and technology, and because of his excellent research skills and performance, Professor Jayasena has made to the Stanford Elsevier top 2% list continuously for several times, including the year 2024. He is currently serving as the head of the Department of Animal Science at the Uvavellasa University of Sri Lanka. It is with much honor I now invite Professor Dinesh Jayasena to address this gathering on the topic reaching the world's top 2% by harnessing the strengths of Korean education.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Her Excellency the Ambassador, other delegates from the embassy, scholars from the universities, members of the Alumni Association, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm really honored to be here in front of you today to speak few words. Though I am not a GKS scholar, I obtained the chance to do my PhD through a professor fund, Brain Korea 21, in 2011. So today I was asked to speak few words about the reaching the world's top 2% most cited researchers by harnessing the strengths of Korean education. Before talk about the Korean education, let me briefly introduce my journey to you. This is the school I got my primary education. It's St. John Bosco College, Kaluwagalahangala. And through this scholarship, grade 5 scholarship examination, I was able to enter the Royal College. And after my A-levels, I entered the most beautiful university in the country, University of Peradeniya. And I did my BSc in agriculture, major in animal science, and then my master's in dairy and meat product technology. After completing my master's in 2010, I got another golden opportunity to visit South Korea. That's a turning point of my life, maybe. Chunnam National University in 2011. I still can remember during the very first Chuseok, Miss Dr. Pascual, she visited me with few more friends. So those are nice memories. This is another picture of Chunnam National University. I saw this kind of structure very recently in Sabaragama University as well, in the technology faculty. So it reminded always the Korea to me. So this is the very first day I landed to South Korea with my friend. He's my batchmate, my best man, and colleague in the same staff, Professor Sandun Naberatna. This is Incheon Airport. During my first arrival, I had excitement and appreciation as well, because I am moving to a new country which has different culture, which has different educational system. I was wondering how can I survive in that country without knowing the language, because I was not able to follow the Korean language course because I am not through the GKS scholar. So some of you are laughing because maybe due to the Sandun's trouser. So actually, if he is not there, I will not be able to go to Daejeon on that day because the last bus has gone. So I stay at his place in Seoul National University. So after, though it's a little bit excitement and apprehension, during the first arrival, I realized after a few weeks that I have taken one of the most impactful decisions in my life. The strengths of Korean education. What makes Korean education stand out? From this slide onward, I will briefly explain. There can be some repetition from the previous two presentations. Please excuse me for that, because there are common factors or features. And these features of the Korean language or Korean education encouraged or gave me the chance to complete my PhD within exactly 3 years of time. And I could have come back with the PhD in 2014. Okay? So also, it gives me this the opportunity to be listed in the top cited list for 3 consecutive years. The first one is the rigorous academic environment. Most of our alumni knows this. So they have structured curricula, Korea. They have higher academic standards. So if there are anyone who is targeting the undergraduate degrees, they have very structured curricula. They have world-class universities such as Seoul National University, KAIST, etc. Those were listed by the previous speakers. And for me, the third one is more important, research funding and collaboration. They have government industry partnerships, which generously give funds to conduct research. Okay? So it is more or less absent in our country. There are few, but compared to Korea, it's negligible. They have high quality teachers. Almost all of them have PhDs. They have faculty research contributions at very high level because they have the motto that publish or perish. Okay? They publish in high reputed journals, and they participated in conferences, local and international ones. So I also got the opportunity to visit 2 countries, Thailand and Turkey, during my 3-year period, in addition to a lot of local conferences. They have technology integration in their education and the government support and policy. They have frequent reforms in their education and scholarships to attract foreign students. I'm not going to talk about that because from the beginning we listened to 2 good presentations about the about the scholarship programs. And their career advancement is totally based on merit, not on any other things. So they have higher quality education. This is really important thing in Korean education, supportive mentorship. So you can see my supervisor, advisor, Professor Choranjo. He was at that time in Chunnam National University, but he is now shifted to Seoul National University. So during the last year of my PhD period, he moved permanently to Seoul National University. So I worked in his lab in Seoul National University as well, though I am a student of Chunnam National University. So there is a strong mentor-student relationship in Korea, okay, which is very less in our country. Even at school level or the university level, we are afraid to go to our lecturers. Okay? I think during the first year, you are brainwashed sometimes not to reach the supervisors. So by your seniors. One of the defining feature of the Korean education system is this strong mentor and student relationship. Okay? Professors are not just instructors or advisors, they are guides invested in your success. As mentioned by the previous speaker, they will challenge you. They will always give you the stress. They will also support you, however, providing invaluable feedbacks and resources. Okay? My own advisor play a very crucial role in my success. Okay? I can give you one example. During a dinner time, he mentioned at the beginning, I think after 1 year period, he told me, Dinesh, they call me Dineshi, Dineshi, you have to publish at least 4 SCI journal articles to get your PhD. So after some time, I completed it with 2 review articles. But another day, then after having some sips of soju, he mentioned, Dinesh, you need to have 6. So after reaching that also, one day he told, Dinesh, that time I was in Seoul National University, I'm still hungry. That means he needs more papers. So altogether, I gave him about 9 to 10 first author index journal articles during that 3-year period, and few more, not actually few more, more collaborative research articles as well. And the third point, the feature, unique feature is collaborative learning. Okay? The culture in South Korea promotes collaboration among students. It is also very lack in our system, even undergraduate or school level. This should be promoted in our country as well. The best example, just after my return to ULS University, I tried to get few of my own members to do collaborative research, but they are not. So in Korea, they work in teams, share their ideas, learn from one another. That's very unique feature. I don't know whether the photos are very clear. I'm there with the cap. This collaborative spirit not only enhances our learning, but also builds lifelong connections. The two gentlemen who are in the bottom picture are like my own brothers. Okay? They helped me a lot during my stay because I don't know Korean language, but they are like my own brothers. I still collaborate with them. I usually wish them during their New Year time, Chuseok, etc. Okay? And these relationships have enriched both my professional as well personal career. The fourth, research opportunities. Very important. I think the audience is more or less targeting the postgraduate or master or PhD opportunities. South Korea is well known as a hub of research and innovation. They invest heavily in technology and development. But one thing, as the discipline is highly matters. Okay? It's a unique feature there. Okay? Discipline. You have to be in the lab at the time they tell you, even after a late night party. So they have lab parties until 2 a.m. But 7 o'clock in the following morning, even the professor is in the lab. So your seniors are in the lab, so you will definitely have to be in the lab. That seniority is also matters, please remember. It provides you with numerous opportunities to engage in groundbreaking research because they have sufficient funds. So if you get an opportunity to do your PhD or master's in Korea, it's very valuable. Okay? So go for that. Access to resources. As a student, I had the access to state-of-the-art facilities, libraries, and databases. When you are doing your PhD, the databases are really important because you have to download so many papers. From Sri Lanka, you have to pay because we don't have much access to those databases. Okay? Then I like this one very much, networking with professionals. You will get opportunities to contact or connect with professionals in your field because they annually participate in research conferences, okay, locally or internationally. Collaborative projects can provide real-world experiences that complements your studies. I also had the chance to work with leading researchers and industry experts in Korea, which greatly enhanced my academic and professional development. So if we talk about the achieving this recognition, I was able to be there in that top 2% most cited researchers list for 3 consecutive years. It's not just a personal achievement. It reflects the quality of education and research that experience in Sri Lanka and South Korea. If I forgot Sri Lanka, it's a very, very big mistake. So I should first thank Sri Lanka, the taxpayers, for giving me the free education, which pay the foundation for my journey. Then South Korea, which pay me the salary and my tuition fee and everything to complete my PhD. Actually, that was the turning point of my life. Due to that, I could become a professor at the age of 37 as well, although I faced a lot of problems after that. Though we have all the others, this is very important, dedication and hard work. Without dedication and hard work, we cannot achieve such recognitions. Okay? So the environment in Korea inculcated a strong work ethic in me. It is still in my body now. Okay? So late nights in the lab, as I mentioned earlier, rigorous peer reviews and countless revisions become part of my routine now. So there are a few tips for you. Be open to challenges, as the previous speaker told. Embrace the challenges that come with studying in a new environment. They call hiting. You can do it. Okay? I don't know whether I pronounce it correctly. Yeah, they will help you grow and adapt in ways you never imagined. Okay, you will feel stress, you are homesick in your first few months, but I think you can do it. Then engage actively. Take the advantage of resources and support available to you. Engage with your professors and peers. Don't be afraid. They will definitely guide you because they will realize your potential and help you to achieve your targets. Your network will become one of your greatest assets. I will show you some pictures why I am saying that. Immerse yourself in culture. Though I do not know Korean language, I immerse myself in the culture. Don't just be a student, always be an explorer. Okay? Dive into the culture, learn the language that I could not, and participate the community. I'm still worrying that I could not learn that beautiful language. I only know a few words like I'm hungry, pegupayo, and thanking, kamsahamnida, such words. These experiences will enrich your education. So this is how I enjoyed with the Sri Lankan community. We visited many places. My family was there for a few months. Okay. There are some few more pictures of my younger age. So we had parties. We drank soju, makoli. So I still prefer to drink makoli. So I'm planning to visit Korea in November. So for 1 week, because they invited me for a guest speech in my university, Chunnam National University. So if I get the visa, I will be visiting there. So my professor and Professor Jung Hong Lee, they visited my university, OLS University, during a research conference as keynote speakers and judge panels. And the middle picture, you can see Professor E from Suncheon National University. And the third picture, Professor Jung Min Ho from the same university where I was, Chunnam National University. I have very good relationship with these professors, and that's why I could send all these young students to Korea. I have sent around 15 students after my return in 2014. So the top person, he is the first one, Samir Sudaraka. He completed his master's and PhD in Chunnam National University, and now he is working in USA, USDA. And the second one, Dr. Shemil Maselin, he completed his master's and did his PhD in Sydney and doing his job there. Then left bottom, Dr. Prabuddha Manjula, he is now working with me in OLS University as a senior lecturer. So that's why I told networking is really important, and keep the collaboration and the communication with your professors and other people is really mattered. So as the president of the alumni mentioned, so I have given the chance to few more students to achieve their goals. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and I wish you all the best in your educational endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor, for sharing your insights on reaching the world's top 2% scientists. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on with a very special felicitation. The Stanford Elsevier Top 2% list is a ranking of scientists based on their research output and impact. It identifies the most influential researchers across various fields, considering metrics like citations, publications, and other academic achievements. We are thrilled to announce that 6 out of these esteemed top 2% of scientists from Sri Lanka have completed their higher studies at Korean universities. This remarkable achievement highlights the quality of education and research in Korea, and we couldn't be proud of these alumni who have made significant contributions to their fields. The success of these individuals not only reflects their hard work and dedication but also underscores the global impact of Korean institutions in fostering innovative thinkers and leaders in science. Their accomplishments serve as an inspiration to current and future students, showcasing the potential of higher education in Korea to shape careers and drive progress. Well, to present these very special tokens of appreciation, let me invite Her Excellency Myeon Lee, the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka, and she will be accompanied by Dr. Sachin Amarasekara, the President of the GKS Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter. Starting off with Professor Dinesh Jayasena from the Faculty of Animal Science, Uvavelasa University of Sri Lanka. Dr. Asanka Sanjeeva from the Faculty of Technology, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. Next, we have Professor Bhagya Natali Silva from the Faculty of Computing, Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining on stage. So, we would fail in our duty if we do not mention the rest of the scientists who couldn't be here to celebrate and to get their tokens of appreciation. We have Professor Sandun Aberatna from the Faculty of Animal Science, Uvavelasa University, Professor R.P. N.P. Rajapaksha from the Faculty of Agriculture, University of Peradeniya, Dr. Miran Edirivira, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, Dr. Anushka Upamali Rajapaksha from the Faculty of Applied Sciences, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. So, ladies and gentlemen, join your hands once again for these top 2% scientists who have taken the name of Sri Lanka in the global aspect. Thank you. So, as every good thing must come to an end, ladies and gentlemen, we now invite Ms. Imasha Pasquale, Secretary of the GKS Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter, to propose the vote of thanks.
Distinguished guests, fellow alumni members and students, I am honored to be delivering the vote of thanks this afternoon at the conclusion of a successful event organized by the GKS Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter. First and foremost, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Ambassador of Republic of Korea, Her Excellency Myeon Lee, for gracing our occasion with her presence. Your insightful words and unwavering support have truly enriched our event. We are also deeply grateful to the esteemed guests from the Embassy of Republic of Korea for their valuable participation. A special thanks goes to our eminent researchers recognized by the Stanford Elsevier list present here this afternoon, especially Professor Dinesh Jayasena for accepting our invitation. Your presence and expertise will undoubtedly inspire and guide our participating students in shaping their future. With that note, I would like to acknowledge the enthusiasm and participation of our students. You have made this event successful and truly memorable. We are indeed grateful to the National Institute for International Education, NIIED of Korea, for their generous financial support. NIIED's continued support for all our activities is a great strength for us. I wish to express my sincere appreciation to the embassy staff, especially Ms. Lee and Ms. Avindi, for their tireless efforts in coordinating and supporting this event. Thank you very much. I'm grateful to Ms. Monali Jayawardena and her team at BMICH, as well as Mr. Supun Rohanjit and Mount Lavinia Catering Service for their excellent hospitality. I'm failing in my duty if I do not express my thanks to our supporting vendors, Leaf Printers, Flexport Innovations, and Pintrex Private Limited. Thank you. A special thanks to the Faculty of Science Media, University of Colombo, for the support with design work, technical assistance, and photography. I would also like to acknowledge our wonderful compeer this afternoon, Mr. Vinuk Tismalpola, and also Ms. Yashodhara and Ms. Imasha for their support with registration. Thank you. While thanking all our alumni members for their participation and support this afternoon, I must specially thank our founding president, Professor Aruna Ranavira, and our GKS publicity envoy for Sri Lanka, Dr. Tharanga Ranasinghe, for sharing their wisdom and experiences with us during today's program. Finally, I wish to thank our president, Dr. Sachini Amarasekara. I have personally witnessed the massive amount of effort she put into planning this event. I sincerely appreciate the entire executive committee also for their contribution in making this event a success. Thank you once again, everyone. Have a very pleasant evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Once again, thank you all for attending this very special seminar. We come to an end of this Study in Korea seminar organized by the Global Korea Scholarship Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter in collaboration with the Embassy of South Korea in Sri Lanka. So, before we conclude this event, we invite all the participants to gather up on the stage for a group photograph. And then you can join with the refreshments. And after the refreshments, the students can join with networking with the alumni members and the faculty who are joining here with us. So thank you once again for attending this very special seminar and hope you enjoy your day. Thank you.
Kita